Hey besties, let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Good morning, besties. It is early in the morning on Sunday, and this is Behind the Shade, and I'm here to bring you my recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville, honey. It is season 10, episode 18, A Detroit with Destiny. What? Honey, I had to get up early and do this recap. I told y'all yesterday that I have to go to work on my day off today, Sunday. It's not even 6 a.m. yet. I gotta be at work at 8:30. I gotta work tomorrow. Why am I working on my days off? But I'm gonna be off Tuesday and Wednesday. But I gotta bring you Married to Medicine. So, honey, when I get off work, I'm coming home and taking a nap. And I will push out Married to Medicine. Baby, I cannot wait for Tuesday when I can just sleep in and relax. And then Wednesday, get ready for work. Anyway, let's get into it because it's a lot to get into. So the episode begins. Remember, they're at Taco Tuesdays. This is Kimmy's sacred haven that she decided to share with Tisha and Destiny. And later on in the episode, she reveals that she regretted it. So we're at Taco Tuesday. And remember, Tisha's telling Destiny that she cannot remember what Destiny said, but she remembers how it made her feel. Now, if this ain't a bunch of sack of baloney, expired baloney, you know, there's a meme out in the universe that says something about people won't remember what you said. They'll just remember how you made them feel. Child, that's what that reminds me of. And I'll call Bull Swanky on that because if you mad at somebody or upset with someone, you know exactly why and what they said to upset you. Now, Tisha, I don't know why you can't tell this girl how you feel. And that's why we look at you side eye because you we don't understand your credentials. You just don't exude intelligence. And that's a problem. Girl. Tisha. So all she know is my feelings are hurt. That's all she can say. My feelings are hurt. She hurt my feelings. Girl, even a child can express how someone made them feel and what they said. It's very strange that a grown woman, didn't Marceau just say she's like 43 years old and you still can't express yourself? How is a wife and a mother and a daughter and a sister and a friend and a sister-in-law unable? You have all these relationships, you have all these layers, all these titles, and you can't express yourself. I find that to be very weird. And I'm gonna blame it on Marceau. He won't let her talk. He won't let her express herself, so she don't even know how, because she is not able to in her own marriage. Child, you talk about mental disorder. So anyway, Kimmy is like, no, before Kimmy butts in, I wrote in my notes, I'm asking Tisha, well, can you paraphrase at least what the girl done said? I mean, can you give us something? Right? Like, why can't you? And I believe she knows what made her mad. I don't know why she just won't say it. So anyway, she told me no. So Kimmy comes to her defense and she asked Destiny, like, well, do you feel like Nell was wrong for speaking on Tisha and Marceau's situation? And so Destiny just said, I never said Nell wasn't wrong. And she said, but did you tell her? She was like, yes, I told her. Now, you know, Destiny ain't going to miss a moment to check somebody. Are you kidding me? So Kimmy's like, okay, she answered my question. I'm done. Back to my tacos. So Tisha says, she's over it. And so Kimmy's like, we can move on. And she like, yes. And so Destiny is like, are you sure? Like, you got anything else to say? Because you about to bring this up again. Like, I don't want to spin the block with you, girl. So she like, yeah, because I just know what box to put everyone in. Here we go with everyone. Why you just can't say, I know what box to put you in? Tisha, you can't be, you just, oh, goodness. Tisha, you just not about it. Shout out to Master P. Tisha, you just want to be that girl, but you're not. You just are not. So Destiny is like, wow, what's my box? Honey, Tisha gonna say, oh, don't trust that HOE. Now, I don't know how this new generation it took the E off of this word. This garden tool, we spelled it HOE. Remember back in the beeper, the pager days when you was mad at your boyfriend or whatever, and you did 304? Uh-huh. That's how we spelled it. I don't know what happened to the E. That was just HO. But I use the E, okay? So Destiny's like, wow. I'm like, exactly. So, and I'm just like, how do you sit there and let somebody call you, speak on your body parts, telling you that you give it to everybody? Because I'm dating? Girl, Martell said you was up in the Buick with your legs wide open, spreading them wide and laying it low, honey. You don't have no room to call nobody up. You had your phase. Destiny is divorced, single. She can date around, boo. I get tired of explaining this to them. So Tisha gonna say, yeah, a friend to Marcel told me a friend to everyone is a friend to no one. Girl, we cool, but you cool with people that who don't like me. Why can't you just say nail? Why is it people? Girl, get your boxes together. Stop with the people and the everyone. Call this, stop using the pronoun and use the noun. Say nail. Say destiny. Gosh. So Tisha says she's a loyal friend. Destiny says she is too. Tisha said, well, I'm just loyal, but I don't want to keep getting hurt by people. And Destiny is like, well, have I shown you anything different? So they're trying not to get emotional because Tisha don't want to mess up her makeup. And so they hug. Destiny gets up and hugs Tisha, and she goes to sit back down. And then Kimmy's like, do I get a hug? And Destiny laughs and no. So Destiny said, and they hug. They hug in chairs. They do a chair hug. So Destiny says, her actions, you got to watch her actions, pay attention to my actions because sometimes I get it wrong with my words. And that was very honest. Okay. So then Destiny tells them that she's going to go to Detroit and meet her siblings for the first time. And so they're all like, oh, wow. So Tisha and Kimmy are like, well, Marceau and Maurice are from Pontiac, which is right outside of Detroit. So they're like, we'll get the crew up and we're going to come and support you. Yeah, because y'all might have to fight. We don't know what kind of siblings she has because she doesn't know them. The mama is for the streets. You never know what might happen. You might need backup. So I think that's good. So Nell is at the daycare with her daughter. Hey, Kayla. And Kayla is going to fill in as the program director because, the program director quit, left, got fired, not there anymore, whatever, right? So Nell tells us how Kayla is her rock, honey, because she's her only daughter. Nell and Chris together, there's 2 girls, 2 boys. They each came into the marriage with, Nell came in with Lance. Chris came in with the one that don't talk to them, and then they had Kayla and Chris Jr. Okay. Kayla is her rock. She trusts her with everything. If she had to leave, pass away and leave everything, she would leave it to Kayla because she know Kayla got it going on. She know what to do. This is supposed to be a meeting about being a program director, but they're family. So what do they talk about? Family. This is Nell's venting session. She mentions how angry she is at her father, Chris. And that leads me to a little piece of tea, y'all. I was on Facebook and I saw someone gave us an update on Chris's uh, his license. So as of today, this post was from 6 days ago. So still today, there's numerous reasons for his revoked license. He has racked up 6 different charges with fines that total up to $13,000. He may appeal, but honey, he's still revoked. Let's see what the charges are real quick. Let's see. We got engaged in misinterpretation or dishonest of fraudulent acts when selling, buying, trading, or renting real property for his own or of a spouse or child or parent. Failed to disperse earned money to the designated consumer after a written agreement was signed by both parties of the sales transaction. Failed within a reasonable time to provide information requested by the commission, investigator, and auditor. Changed the address of his place of business and failed to notify the commission in writing within 30 days. Failed to have a place of business that meets the requirements for a place of business. Engaged in conduct which constitutes or demonstrates dishonest dealings, bad faith, or untrustworthiness. These fines are $2,500. Some are $500. Most of them are $2,500. Looks like about 5 of them are $2,500 and one is $500. So that's what I got on Mr. Chris Fletcher, honey. And honey, Nell is angry. Now, we've discussed this outside of YouTube, friends and clients and people who watch the show. And they think that Nell is mad about him just getting his license revoked, how, just careless it is for that. Like, we too old for this. What are you doing? We got bills. And she like, no, we're not going to the daycare and tapping into that money. Girl, be quiet. You got plenty of it. Write it out. You could be mad and pay them bills, girl. Child. So she's also sick of Lance. I think they both are, because Lance uses his sister and his mother for daycare. So they tired of him always bringing the baby over to babysit because he want to go to happy hour. And then when he tells them he going to pick the baby up at a certain time, he don't show up. And when you call him, he don't answer. Child. And so, even Nell had to look at Kayla and say, I know I've been mean to you and I'm sorry. And, so Kayla said, Mama, if you need me to do more work, just give it to me. I got you. We are just alike. I know how you are. I know who you are. And believe it or not, we have more in common than you know. So it's all good. I just hate that by the time I decide to have kids, you and Pop's gonna be too old. I said, but girl, girl, what's up? And she's so cute. She looked just like her daddy. She looks like Chris. So Destiny goes to visit Trisha, because Destiny has to tell Trisha all about the conversation at Taco Tuesday, honey, right? So huh? So Destiny tells Trisha that she got put in a box of no trust by Tisha. And, Tisha was saying something about a friend to everyone is a friend to no one. So Trisha says, oh, the tension came from that car ride to the winery. That's where all this happened. And so, because Destiny's like, I don't even know where this is coming from. And so Destiny tells Trisha that she's going to go to Detroit, the big D, to meet her siblings. and the Scots 1.0 and 2.0 are coming also. And so she's like, oh, okay. And so here go Destiny. Where's Ken? And so Trisha's like, oh, well, we having some rough patches for the last 7 or 8 months, child. We're very on and off. But girl, where is he? You ain't answering the question. Is he at work? Is he downstairs? Is he at his own apartment? Is he at Will's place? I think he told Trisha he was moving in with Will, but he really went to got his own place because that man making money. Why does he need to go live with somebody? So Trisha says that the therapy is helping. She listens more and she's not focused on responding so quickly. She's learning how to talk without being an a-hole, she says. Ha ha ha. She does one-on-one sessions with Dr. Francis, and her and Ken does couples therapy. And I was like, I just learned that you should probably have two different therapists for that. I learned that it's not good to go to the same therapist for your one-on-one and your couples. But Dr. Francis is a grown adult. He know how to handle them. And it might not be too many options in Huntsville. So, and Trisha likes Dr. Francis. She likes his feedback and she looks forward to going to see him. So Marceau and Tisha are learning how to work together. It seems like Marceau is really leaving the dinosaur lifestyle. He is no longer, he's trying to come into the Renaissance woman. He's trying to come into the independent woman. He's trying to come into the he's working. He's changing. It was rough. It was rough. Cause Mr. Marceau, I'm trying to think of the word. What is the word of the old back in the day with what kind of man was that? Oh, I can't remember. What kind of man is that Marceau is? The one that holds reminds you of the Flintstones, and he holds the wooden bat, and what do you call him? Kind of what is it? It's so early in the morning, besties. But he's that kind of man. I'm just supposed to say an old school man. Come on, what is the word? I got it. Oh my God, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. What is it, y'all? Yeah, I know I had to put the video on pause and pull it up. I'm looking for the word caveman. He has a caveman complex. So they are working as a team, right? We love this. Because how you going to be a caveman, but you over there just in love with the way Melody runs her life? He admired Melody, okay? Yeah, so Tisha is becoming Melody, I guess, in a way. So the Whitehall house is just about done. Marceau built it. And Tisha, being a realtor and a broker now, she is going to sell it. Teamwork makes the dream work, okay? So Tisha is at the house. They're both at the house. Tisha has her team. She has rounded up some other Black women in the area who are realtors, and they gonna sell this house because Tisha just flat out said she don't want to work alone and do this work. And we all know Tisha is half housewife, half independent woman, right? So Tisha tells Marceau that Kimmy is in her feelings because Tisha built this team, and they're into residential real estate like Kimmy. And Tisha didn't ask Kimmy all this time because she thought Kimmy never wanted to work with her. See, when Tisha was getting her real estate license, Kimmy already had her license. So Tisha was telling Kimmy to go get her brokerage license so they could team up. But Kimmy didn't want to. She told Tisha, she didn't want to, but she went and got her broker's license anyway and didn't tell Tisha. Ain't that something? But Marceau said, Kimmy likes to move in silence. They find out when we find out. Okay. And I was like, oh, but I understand. Tisha assumed that she didn't want to work with her. That was rightfully so. Kimmy, you be moving in silence. You on the under, you sneaky like that. And so Kimmy works by herself. I guess she's trying to work with Maurice. I don't know. But I told y'all last week from their conversation, it seems like they're not that close. They're not as close as they try to let up to be. They don't fool with each other like that. So, and the way Tisha acts, I wouldn't trust to work with Tisha either. Girl, she getting her feelings too much. She can't communicate. She's a ding dong. She's an airhead. And Kimmy ain't got time for that. Kimmy is quick, slick, and on the ball, okay? So over at the Scott's 2.0, Kimmy is telling Maurice about the conversation at Taco Tuesday and how she regretted inviting them. And she was like, yeah, it just got all crazy, and they got to going off and Tisha checking Destiny and Destiny got all defensive. And I'm like, huh? What conversation did you hear, Kimmy? What are you talking about? How could she get defensive if she don't even know what she did? Because the person that's mad at her can't tell her what she did wrong. Girl, be quiet. Tisha tells Marceau that Destiny felt like they ganged up on her. Because, the new thing with these reality shows is people are having the same conversation with their person in a different location. So we're going to be flipping from Tisha's house, Tisha and Marceau at the Whitehall house, and then we're going to flip it with Maurice and Kimmy at their house. So same, talk about the same thing. So yes, Desi felt like it was a gang up, like y'all did now. Yeah, So Kimmy feels like, Tisha doesn't want Destiny to be friends with Nell, but she will never say it because adults don't tell their friends who they can be friends with. There's no right or wrong to how you feel or how your friends make you feel. But Kimmy wishes that Tisha did tell Destiny to not fool with Nell. Because, Kimmy don't particularly care for Nell herself. So then Tisha lies and tells Marceau that she told Destiny that she was just playing when she told her that she was placed in the don't trust that garden toolbox. And I'm like, girl, you didn't say that. You did not say, I'm just kidding. You never said that. You're a liar. And so she's like, I just don't know how to feel. And it's like, you are a 43-year-old woman, Tisha. I need you to know how to feel. Marceau got you so jaded and so all over the place. Child, girl, when y'all going back to see Dr. Francis? Because, honey, you need, oh, no. Oh, gosh, Tisha. Tisha, you might need your own one-on-one counseling. But since you like school so much, why don't you go learn about your own? Why don't you go take some classes and learn how to speak and learn how to think? Some critical thinking, speech classes, a little therapy. Why don't you figure yourself out? I mean, you love school. Go get another degree. What's one more? What's the third master's degree? Girl, go get your third, girl. So Marceau is like, at this age, at this time in our lives, girl, it is what it is. So the girls are both telling their men that they are all gonna go to Detroit with Destiny. Marceau think it's diabolical that you don't like somebody, you don't trust them, but you're gonna go support them. And so Maurice is like, we going where? With who to do what? He was like, I don't want no smoke. Kimmy was like, me neither. So then the Scott brothers go to their brother's house. Hey, Micah. He is about to take the bar because he's following in the footsteps of Maurice. Child, okay. Good. Great. Love that for y'all. But Maurice wants to discuss him and Kimmy's last real conversation that they had about their broken marriage. And so he tells them about how Kimmy likes when he used to do construction and how he used his hands and when he used to work hard like a real man and sweat and not have them. What she call his hands? Something. Oh, I don't remember. Best is if you remember, put it down in the chat. Marceau says, there's leadership when you're working with your hands, and women like all that. They like that. So Maurice said, if he had money back then, he would have hired a team to do the work. He want the soft girl hands. He wants soft hands. He's in the soft hands era. Is that what she said? And so Marceau was like, that's not attractive. Maurice is like, how so? What? So Michael says, Kimmy is saying to you that she can spend more time with you on a site when you're doing work. She can hand you the nails. She can hold your ladder and look up and see your butt, see your sweat, see you working like a man versus being at an office, And so they're trying to tell him it's more appealing to see you sweat with a hammer in your hand climbing up a ladder. So Marceau tells him, do both. Why don't you wear a suit, roll up your sleeves, come in the house with some 2x4s and get on a ladder and see how that works. So Maurice is like, I'm going to try that. He's like, and I'm going to record the conversation and I'm going to let y'all know what happens. Micah said, nah, how about this? I hope at the end of that, you get a BJ. And then we told you right. And he like, a BJ, I'm here for that. A BJ as the prize? Let me go get the 2x4 right now. Oh, I'm on it. Because he old Dimfo anyway. So they bring up Tisha, Destiny, and Detroit. They don't understand how is you fighting and now you're in a good place. You don't trust your friend, but you're willing to bring your husband along and go support her. Maurice is like, Marceau said, you going? Maurice is like, yeah, we're going to go see that. Marceau was like, oh, I wasn't sure yet because I'm like, WTF, So, baby, it's therapy time for Trisha and Ken. Baby. This is Ken's first time meeting Dr. Francis, so he looks a little apprehensive. He don't know what to expect, but he's ready to do it. And yeah, okay, let's get it. Let's do it, right? So, of course, they have communication problems. So it's said that Trisha gets mad quick and she shuts down, and that makes Ken close off himself. So then there's no communication. They walk around not talking. Trisha talks about how she's learning how to pop out of her box and express herself more. And, she feels safe to do that. Dr. Francis asks Ken, is he in a safe space with Trisha? He says no. Trisha don't feel safe. She never did feel safe in her box. And she just coming out just black blazing. And most of her communication, her miscommunications come from her husband. I can't think of that man's name right now. What's his name? Marquez. So, a lot of things remind her of him because that's the only other relationship that Trisha's been in. And so she says some things, she uses the word flashback. There's a lot of things with Ken now when they're speaking, when they're talking, when they're arguing, it takes her back to Marquez. So Ken describes the relationship, as he's tired. The relationship they're in now, he's tired because Trisha projects her marriage onto him. And I'm like, duh, that is why you don't mess with a married woman. Duh, they ain't even divorced. Duh, she has sought no help, no therapy. She hasn't had time to process. She hasn't had time to do anything. You just ran on in, slid it in her DMs, knew she was married, and you pursued this woman, and you feel like you done something because you won her over him. And you mad, and you're surprised at the outcome. It didn't start off right. You didn't think you was going to run into problems dating being in a whole relationship with a married woman. And I'm saying married woman not because she was actively still with Marquez. I'm saying it because the relationship was doomed and it is still going. She hasn't ended it. You don't start a new chapter until you end the last one. That girl needs time to breathe, to rethink. She need her own therapy. This is too much. Trisha got all these layers of loss with her family, and child, why would you even want to get involved with her? She got too much going on and she's not addressing. You didn't think that you was going to take the hit for all this mess? And they haven't even gotten to the grief part of her brain. So he feels like she disrespects him all the time when they argue because, she hits low, she pulls out all the stops. So if she gets that habit from dealing with Marquez, because she hasn't had time to change, to process, to figure herself out. She hasn't had time. She's gone from one bad relationship to the next. There you are, Ken. So, and he says she's hot and cold every day. They on and off every day, up and down. She's like, nuh-uh. He putting out, and he was like, no, she's angry. She's angry from her last marriage. I think she enjoyed the attention from it. And she like, I don't mention him. And she told him, I'm tired of him being brought up in every argument. See there, Ken? The baggage she's bringing to you is projecting onto you. Y'all projecting onto each other. Trisha disagrees with all this. She says she don't think about that guy. She talking about Marquez. It thinks he's making her out to be the bad guy. Now Trisha says her and Ken are fine. Y'all fine. Trisha's like, yeah, I'm good. He's a great guy. Just our relationship isn't fine, but we're fine people. Girl, shut up. So, okay. What? Girl, be quiet. So Trisha doesn't like the way that he acts. That's what Dr. Francis is explaining to Ken. He says, well, she accuses him of things. They're like what? No, she said he accuses her of things. Okay. So Dr. Francis said, like what? So Trisha says, I could be on the phone with him and I'm at the gym. I will drop a weight. And Ken is like, I heard a bed squeaking. Where you at? Are you at home? And she like, wait, my guy, I'm at the gym. He says she's lying. He said, why would a bed be at a gym? I'm like, huh. Then Trisha says, well, wait, he'll even come home off the road and I won't be home and he'll come get in the bed and he'll be pulling the covers back talking about there's some man that been here. Someone's been in my bed. Who's been in the bed? And he's like, she's a compulsive liar. And baby, I said, not Ken being Mr. Insecure, not Ken picking up the drama from the last marriage, not Ken thinking he could come in and pay his way into a good relationship. Ken, your slip is showing now, Ken. We seeing all this stuff you lying to us about like you just so perfect. Oh, now your stuff is coming out. And now you calling her a liar? Oh, really? So nobody's gonna take accountability. Okay, Ken, so you're perfect. Ken, do you not trust Trisha? Huh? It's given that you don't trust your girl. How you get them is how you lose them. They may be two great people. They just shouldn't be in a relationship now. Ken, Trisha needs time. She needs to divorce on her own. She needs to make sure she's done with that marriage. She needs to heal first and then come to you. I don't even know why you want to be with her because y'all have terrible communication skills. She doesn't even know how to argue right. And I tell people that all the time, besties. When you get with your person, you'll know that person is yours by the way you argue. If you guys can be healthy, have a healthy conversation, get to a resolution as you're not getting along. Because you have to admit, you have to understand that it's you guys together against the problem, not you versus them. You guys have to bind together and work the problem out. That's a healthy argument. It's not me versus you. What are we doing? We're together, right? So anyway, that was the end of the episode. It's a to be continued, and I can't wait to finish hearing about this therapy session because, honey, it's gonna get deeper. He gonna be calling her out, and I'm here for it, besties. Drop down in the comment section and let me know what you thought about last night's episode. Okay, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please subscribe. If you are behind the shade, if you are a bestie, like and hype the video. Put your comments down. Make sure that notification bell is on. And I'll be back later on with Married to Medicine. I don't know if it'll be tonight or tomorrow night. Okay, it all depends on my tiredness because y'all know I got to go to work today and tomorrow. But Married to Medicine will be out, just as late as tomorrow night. Bye, besties. Happy Sunday. Bye, besties.